Hi friends, this is DaintyTank. Thank you for joining me. This is 3 Lesbians in a Barrow. I think part 6? Maybe part 6. Part something. I think this is the last one though, because this is the last couple routes we could go. And so, we'll be finishing this off. I hope you enjoyed. I love this series. I want more from this team. It's so good. And I know that, this one wasn't as much like this and then that, like Testimony of Trixie Glimmer Smith was. However, this was so information dense. I love that. Because instead of like having the back and forth paths, it was much more like you are stuck in this tomb with this group. It's very true to name, is 3 lesbians in a Barrow. You have some choices, but ultimately it's information dense. It's centered around one plot. Unlike Testimony, where you were following, the path with the Furlock, or I think it's called the Furlock, that ended up being Squirrel Girl / the lake and lake creature of doom that was on Belle's path, or the antlered tree and that path with Greg, or Heidi and the matted figure. This is very much you are on Everrot Timedust. You are on this one point in history that we haven't explored because it's bird lore, and it's something that you haven't come across before. It's very informational, very dense, very confined, unlike Testimony of Trixie Glimmer Smith, which was multiple different cryptids. So, ultimately, I think that I enjoyed the character development of the main characters here. Especially since we didn't know what happened with, Nikita and Trixie. And obviously the bad ending with blowing Nikita up was not the answer. So, glad to see that they are, coming together. Also, after our last video, the bad ending with Nikita, poke the Totoro, see that? I think in the opening here, Trixie's gotten more nervous, and Nikita has actually stepped closer, because you can now, see them all closer together, which is really cute. I like the subtlety of that. So, with that, let's get in. I'm going to go to 2 different rounds. One is focusing in on the South Anglican, and then the second one is the South Anglican textbook. And the second one is I'm going to just straight dig. See if I can just dig Nikita out. I want to know. So, here we go. Okay, this one's very straightforward. And then it won't let you read that. So you have to read these. Read. Skip. Ugh. Take heed. Skip. If you want to know more about this, let me know. But, don't let me know. That's me coming from my corporate side that I have to do. Poke a Totoro and go see the whole series of what we're doing. Continue. Yes. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna skip. Boop, boop. Everything. Destruction. Boulders. Yeah, so first we're gonna read these. An introduction to South Anglia during the Copper Age. Read. An introduction into South Anglia during the Copper Age. The Blue Hills region was well populated, even in early Anglian history. The Copper Age marked the first time this history was properly recorded in anything other than bird legends, a famously unreliable source. This population gave rise to numerous clans, each centered around one or two settlements. These settlements were typically structured around a central hut for the clan's leadership and a wooden wall and ditch surrounding the majority of the homes. Rarely, these settlements would also include a bird grove, where the settlement's bird inhabitants could live in their natural environment. Words. That said, most birds remain living in bird settlements. Blue Hills was the home of many during this period, with Kaka-Bree being the most notable. Folklore varied greatly settlement to settlement, but with few exceptions, all considered the world to be based on a set of key elements, the most important of which was time. Time, it was said, is what had brought them into being to begin with, and what would one day turn them to dust, the final element, and bring them out of this world to whatever lay beyond. Oh, so that's how they talk about dust being the final element. Settle your scratch, don't mind me. Indeed, it was the life cycle that these elements were rooted in, and which were treated with utmost respect. Those who sought to prevent the sanctity of this cycle were deviants worthy of the most fearsome scorn. Accusations of necromancy and immortality magic were frequently used as weapons with which to remove political enemies, or even just unruly neighbors. My neighbor is summoning the dead! I think I know one of the missing elements from that spell now. Interesting. Exciting. Read more. Copper Wars. Read. The Copper Wars. With the discovery of the copper working, conflicts broke out between the many clans of South Anglia, all aiming the control of the copper ore that littered the region, most notably under what is now called North Acres. Historians estimate over 300 individual clans took part in these wars, with many forming and breaking apart throughout the period. Many of their names are lost to us, but there are some whose names live on today. The Springwater clan of the Solent, and the Thorns of the Blackwood, the Bone Dust, Emerald clan of the South Fields. Whoa. Arguably the greatest of these clans was the Cracked Antler clan of the South, now the area around modern-day Southport. Led by a succession of shrewd and often cruel leaders, this clan defeated all those who met them in pitched battle, though largely seemed happy to defend their own territory rather than strike out. This clan seemingly disappeared towards the end of South Anglian Copper Wars during a march towards through Blue Dawns, some 20 miles north of the modern Blue Hills town. What they were doing there is unknown, though it has been suggested they sought out an enemy of their clan. Ooh. In exile, perhaps. For this did occur shortly after a coup led by Moss Thistle Berryspark, the last leader of the Cracked Antler clan. This led to the Daffodil clan, the northern neighbor of the Cracked Antler clan, becoming the main power in the south. As the Copper Wars died down, they went on to find the settlement that would later become the Blue Hills town. The Copper Wars were a time of little recorded history, but of many spoken myths. Some of these passed down long enough to be recorded in various Dark Age compendiums. The tale of an immortal fox who was said to terrorize the clans being the most famous. Some even theorized that it was he who destroyed the Crack-Antler clan, though the story is based on little evidence. Oh ho ho! That immortal fox story sounds familiar. That wasn't super helpful though. These history books are always so dismissive of this kind of thing. Maybe it's best to trust the writing on the wall. I mean, sure. Oh, do I have to skip? Okay, that's fine. Yes. I don't like this place. Rot prison. Blah. Horrible. Yeah, this place is freaky. I mean, the ruins stuff, none of it seems positive. It's creepy. Oh, can we focus? Alright. I think we've already seen this, so skip. Boop. Alright, so we're telling spooky stories. So I'll tell a spooky story. Trixie tried to tell a spooky story, I think. Did she? I think so. We're gonna try again. Okay, 7. Let's have Nikita tell us a spooky story. Nikita, would you like to tell a spooky story? You never know, you might enjoy it. I don't like stories, and more importantly, I don't know any. Then make one up. It's fun. I suck at making up stories. Okay, fine. I have a true scary story. It takes place. Takes place. It takes place last week. Did he run out of... Hold on. Did he run out of the toffee mellet? Shut up, Trixie! This is an actual scary story. It began in the university library, late at night, 2 a.m. I was alone, as usual. The lazy students of Bluebell University had once more gone to bed with little regard for their academic futures, and even the staff had left, trusting me not to steal anything. Oh my god. Oh my god. Miss Paraskava, you're upright and stuffy. We trust you not to steal anything. Do you mind if we leave you here by yourself? They said to me. I, of course, took this as a compliment and agreed, far too excited by my copy of Blue Hills County's Sheep Festivals to care. I studied for some time when there was a sound, a tap, tap, tap at the window beside me. I almost yelped in surprise. I peered through the window. But there was no one in there. Gasp. Is that it? And then what? What do you mean? What happened next? Nothing. That was the end of the story. Oh. She actually did well there with the tap, tap, tap and it being early. But it was very scary. Thank you for sharing, Nikita. Don't patronize her, Tabby. I hate to say this, but I agree with Trixie. Aw. So, what's next on the sleepover agenda? Rock fight! Nope. Alright, I think I'm gonna skip. Alright. We said violence isn't the answer last time, so let's go back to I don't like how smug you looked when you said that. What makes you think I look smug? You can't even see me. We could tell. Don't worry me. You do worry me sometimes, Nikita. Okay. Skipping. Woo! I think we went... Yeah, we've done this, so try not to latch on to me too hard. Okay, skipping again. Doop. That reminds me to sleep. Okay. Click through that. Skip. Alright, so we're gonna read the last of these. Part 3, the end of the Copper Wars and Imperial invasion. Read. The end of the Copper Wars and the Imperial invasion. With the Copper Wars coming to a close with the newfound prominence of the Daffodil clan, South Anglia finally stopped fighting. This peace was short-lived. Emperor Adamantium Arulamian of the Mediterranean Empire landed on the south coast of Anglia some 40 years after the Copper Wars ended. I came, I saw, I conquered, he famously boasted, before even setting foot on the land. This is very much like a VDVDVG. It was this event that marked the beginning of the Mediterranean Empire's hold over Anglia. Imperial forces reached as far as South Gaul, now Scotland, but were repelled by Daisy Blade Battle Cry, the most feared warlord in the history of Anglia. Minus perhaps the infamous Wraithblade Dreadstar, the mouse warlord who terrorized Blue Hills County during the early Middle Ages. Daisy Blade's war in the north would be so fierce as to drive the Imperial garrison as far south as the White Cliffs of Dover. It was here that they retreated from the Isles, leaving behind only scattered settlements and garrisons that soon integrated into the local populations. Daisy Blade had little interest in using her mighty army to control the Isles, now completely undefended, and instead returned home to her 4 wives. Yes, who had reportedly missed terribly during her time away. Yes, thank you for the queerness there. This is why I love all of these games. They're so subtly, wonderfully queer. Yeah. Instead returned home to her 4 wives, who had reportedly missed terribly during her time away. While there's no specific date, most historians put the end of the Anglian Copper Age at the time of the Empire's hasty retreat, as they left behind enough iron to end the demand for copper in Anglia. That doesn't seem super relevant. I suppose it might have been interesting if I didn't already know most of it, though. Even I know about this stuff. They teach us about it during primary school for like 5 years. We did dress up once. We had to be a soldier. The teacher wouldn't let me dress up as Daisy Blade. I thought she was kind of an icon. I mean, yeah, that's fair. It's sad. There's still time, though. Battle skirts aren't really my style. Trixie. Oh, I like battle skirts. They're cute and powerful. Oh, right. Maybe I'll give it a go. Alright. So, that was a lot of fun. I think we've already read through all of these. I do believe. Yes, we already have. We've read through all of them. So, what I'm going to do... Did I save before this? What I think I'm going to do is actually load back and just dig straight through now. So, see you in a second. Okay, so we're back. Doop. So, what we did, what DaintyTank did, is go back, load from the beginning. So we haven't made the choices to read anything from South Anglia textbook, because what we're going to do is do a straight dig. As straight as these girls can do, which is not much. So we're going to dig through all of it. There we go. There's at least one less rock on the pile. Well done. Now hurry up and get me out of here. Thanks for being grateful, Nikita. Starting to think she doesn't want to be rescued. Jeez. Dig! Phew, this is hard work. If you're real, wanna take a break? Kinda wanna take a nap. Oh, tempting. Doop. Excuse me. Oh, right. Sorry, Nikita. I think my mind's starting to wander. You two will be the death of me. Possibly literally. Okay, that's the break. Continue. Everrot Prism. We're gonna skip. We're gonna listen to Nikita's spooky story. Skip. Don't like how smug you look. Skip. Don't latch onto me. Skip. That reminds me. Skip. Okay. Dig. Whoa! That was noticeably bigger. Another few rocks gone. I need a break. It's pretty wild how weak. Is that estrogen? Or I guess it's the substitute. Forgive me, I'm not as knowledgeable on hormones and HRT as I probably should be. So, forgive me on that. It's pretty wild how weak it's made me in like a year. I used to be able to punch through solid wood. Now I struggle to lift up a small rock. The other day, I tried to be healthy for once, so I was trying to peel a banana and like, it was too strong. The banana overpowered me and I couldn't get it open. And when it did open, it opened too fast and the banana shot out and hit me in the eye and I cried for about 5 hours. It was great. I felt so good. I never ate the banana. Thanks, great story, Jixie. It's a heck of a drug. Cute. Can you two stop bonding for a moment and get me out of here? No, we're hanging out. Dig. Diggy diggy. Phew, that's a few more rocks out of the pile. Good girl, Tabitha. Here's another page of that really boring autobiography or whatever it is. Oh, exciting. Thank you, Nikita. There's one more page in here for you, but you aren't getting it until you get me out of here. You're being really quite petty, Nikita. As usual. Look, I don't trust you two to not just read those runes all day. This is just some motivation for you two to stop wasting time. Now just dig me out. Ooh, yeah. It took me several months to locate the Barrow. The records are in a sorry state. Perhaps with my newfound immortality, I could set about properly cataloging them as a hobby. I remember thinking. Nevertheless, I did find it. The warning carved so long ago clearly identified the Rot Prison. Nikita's got these? No, she found them in there. Oh. I, with some struggle, having become quite weak, managed to get the stone door open and descended into darkness. The bird who had stealed away Everrot had done well. The far wall was solid, and it was many weeks of research before I was sure I would be able to open it, and many more days of building up the courage to do so. Wow, this is not what I wanted. No, I needed this. I remembered the fate of all those who perished. I remembered how the dust lay thick at the end of time. I would live on. Everrot would help me. In return for freeing him, sharing his knowledge would be a small reward to ask for. I spent much of that final day preparing the spell, double-checking my workings, practicing my pronunciation. It would not do to get the words wrong. The stories I had heard of those fool enough to cast magic unprepared were enough to ensure that. It wasn't until night had fallen and an impenetrable mist had settled on the downs that I was ready. Oh shoot, I shall not write the words here. Even the few notes I recorded on them was enough to turn my previous notebook into little more than decayed pulp. With the words uttered, a strange feeling ran through my body. A feeling of guilt nestled itself deep in my heart, but I ignored it. The wall was as solid as it had ever been. Had I made a mistake? I was in the right place. Of that I was sure. The runes carved into the entrance chamber all but confirmed it. It occurred to me, could the legend of Everrot the Immortal One be just that? A legend? I shuddered at the thought. So much time had already been wasted. No, I would not give up so soon. I settled myself down and went to sleep. Perhaps in the morning I could try again, I thought. That night, there was a great chill. A chill so cold, it awoke me from my slumber. My eyes snapped open. Someone was in the room with me. Ominous. He had finally emerged from his prison. I lunged for my light and let out a scream of terror as I gazed upon the face of Everrot Timedust. Faceless, not for lack of features, but for a great cleave across his skull. Rotting, gout, bones protruded from his torn skin, and my gods, the stench. He said something. Quite what it was, I don't know. And quite how it sounded was formed from the cavity that was his mouth is beyond me, but I felt such malice in those sounds, such mockery. He knew why I had come, and he would have no part in helping me. I was paralyzed in fear, and watched as he stepped through the far wall and vanished. The same far wall that had been solid stone to my touch. I knew I had to get out of here. I scrambled to my feet, my possessions no longer important, eternal life no longer a wish, for I had looked upon the face of immortality. But as I ran to the exit, I slipped, and in the moment I laid gaze on the cold stone floor, my leg cracked. No, I laid dazed on... going back. But as I ran to the exit, I slipped, and in the moment I laid dazed on the cold floor, my leg cracked, ribs caved in by the hard stone coffin I had fallen upon. I thought of the last year. The waste. Bone protruded from my leg like a grave marker. I knew I was never to leave this place. I was going to die. Oh, so he's the skeleton. Oh. He's the skeleton that they were going to go check out. That sounds eerily familiar. Hey! Don't spook me like that. Not fair. Sorry, Nikita. I'm sure you're fine in there. They just made up words, remember? Are we done? Okay. Yes. Phew! Hard work? How are you doing? Okay. Ah! So bored. Alright, we're gonna skip. Maybe I'll give it a read. Wait. I brought a book with me, but I'm not really in the mood to read it. It's too dark anyway, and my eyesight's pretty crummy. Too much time online, I guess. Maybe I'll give it a read. Is that okay, Trixie? Sure. Hey, you can start a book group. Book group of just us two. That'd be fun. Okay. Gosh, it is pretty boring, huh? Okay, skip. Let's go. I'm kind of busy. I'm not sure on this one, so we're gonna save. I don't know, Trixie. I'm pretty busy with my uni work and the student council election. I don't know why I've already... Shh, Nikita. Actually, I'm glad I did that. So I think we haven't done... Was that you trying to ask me out on a date? that you trying to ask me out on a date? What? No. No, of course not. I mean, no way. It's just me as a friend going on a friend trip with my friends to the milkshake place. It's okay, whatever it was. Okay then. Milkshake date? With me, Trixie? Would you like to? I mean, if you would like to, like, don't feel pressure to Trixie, it's fine. Wasn't. What's the harm in it? Are you okay, Trixie? You sound like you're hyperventilating. I'm fine. Sorry. I've never gone on a date before, so I don't know how to know if I enjoy them. Only one way to find out. I wish the cave-in had killed me. Yeah, poor Nikita. Okay, skipping. Ugh, the creepy sound. It'll be okay. And skip. Okay, it looks like we're in action time. So, we're gonna dig. Good work, Tabby. You did a good job lifting that rock. Thank you, Trixie. And me. Alright. Oh. Like, that's visibly better. We're close now. Just hang in there, babe. Baby. Whoa. Just hang in there, baby. Did you just say hang in there, baby? I'm stressed. Stop funneling your stress into being annoying and use it to dig. I'm just trying to keep morale up. I'm afraid to say you're achieving quite the opposite. Okay, let's dig. I think we're nearly done, Nikita. We just need to move that last couple of big rocks. You should be able to crawl through. Crawl through? Are you serious? Ugh, if you two hurried up, I would just walk through. What's wrong, Nikita? Don't you like crawling on the dirt? Around on the dirty floor? Shut up, Trixie. Be nice, Trixie. You know how prissy Nikita is. Just give us a little time, Nikita. You're almost out. Dig. I think we've almost done it. There's a gap. I think I can... Crawl through. Hurry. Don't look. I don't think your pride is that important right now. But fine. Ah! Tabitha. Trixie. Nikita. Nice to see you. Let's go. Please. I hope we can get the door open, or this will be a waste of time. All that digging should have given you two some exercise. You're both probably really strong now. I don't know, lifting all those rocks made my arms hurt. Okay, I suppose it was foolish to expect too much from Trixie. The door is pretty heavy. We're gonna need to work together to get open. And let's face it, we have two wimpy trans girls and Nikita. We aren't exactly power lifters. What do you mean, and Nikita? Just get pushing. Eh? Huh. I'm a little shocked by that too. Huh. We didn't all die. We aren't out of danger yet, Trixie. Get moving. I'm running until I reach the road, and I'm not going to stop for you, even if you fall over, so keep it up. Grateful as usual, then. Don't worry about that. Let's get going. I mean, that also means that they left Everrot there. So instead of, like, killing him with a spell or, like, crushing him into dust, which is what Nikita did, instead it was just escape. So, Nikita, do you owe someone a thank you? Thank you, Tabitha. Yes! And you, Smith. I'm glad you didn't leave me in there. I actually kind of thought you might, so when it got cold again... Oh. Thank you for saving me. What? Why would we leave you? I mean, you both basically hate me. No, we don't. I know that we have our arguments, but you're our friend, Nikita. No, I definitely hate her. Can we get out of here? You know that's not true, Trixie. Nikita, ignore her. She's just stressed out and being a jerk. Oh, before I forget. The last of those notes you two were having fun with. Take it. Ooh, thank you, Nikita. Yes, thank you, Nikita. I'm surprised you actually thought to bring it with you, given the circumstances. Of course I did. I told you it would be your reward for getting me out, and I never lie. Aw, sweetie. You were the real reward. I really think Tabby's kinda hitting on Nikita there. Shut up. Oh, Tabby is hitting on Nikita, and Nikita is hitting on Trixie, and Trixie's hitting on Tabby. Oh, that's quite the triangle. Okay. I remembered the tales, the experiments Everrot had performed on the dead. Was that to be my fate, I wondered. I could only assume I yet lived because Everrot took some pleasure in my suffering. But I know it won't be long. I know once I finally bleed out, he will come for me again. And this time, I too shall pass through the stone wall into whatever hell he has crafted beyond. How long it will take, I know not. The drips of blood falling from my body chime like a clock, counting down the seconds till I am dust. I fear that one day, another fool will enter this place and meet the same fate. I write this as a warning to them. If they trust not the carvings outside, then trust instead in me. It's funny, almost. I write this scrawled message on pages torn from the journal I had started when I first chose to seek out immortality. It was to be a journal that would tell the tale of the rest of my life, the rest of time. Ironic, then, that it would form my final statement. On the off chance that someone finds this, my name is Rosie Sleet. You can find me in LinkedIn.com. Don't ask to connect. I'm sure I don't want to explain to you why I won't be able to accept. Okay. But do use it to dox me and make sure my friends and academic acquaintances know what has become of me. Though it might be best to say I moved on to some faraway country to live out the rest of my days before the rot takes me. I'm quite sure they would appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, I'd be as dead as Rosie Sleet if you two had taken any longer to get me out of there. Sorry we took so long. We were trying our best, I promise. Yeah. We needed to make our own escape. Be nice, Smith. Sorry, Nikita. Oh, I'm glad you two you apologize, Trixie. You've been quite rude to Nikita. Hey, I've been under a lot of stress. I was trapped in a haunted burrow. You've been under a lot of stress? Look, the important thing is we're all okay. We escaped the evil rot prison, no worse for wear. Good job, girls. I definitely feel worse for wear. Same. I feel like crap. I want my hormones and some sugary chemicals. We should probably do something about Rosie Sleet's friends, though. She did ask specifically for us to let them know what happened to her. Or lie to them about what happened to her more accurately. Oh jeez, I totally forgot about that. You just read it. That's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility we have no need to burden ourselves with. We should just leave it. Oh! Ho ho ho! We should tell the truth. Or we should do what Rosie wanted. The truth might be too weird. We should stay out of it. No. Tell the truth. I think we should tell the truth. I don't want to know if something happened to one of you. Oh, words. I can read today. I want to know if something happened to one of you, even if it was sad. You would? Of course! I care about my friends very much. I don't want to hurt anyone, but you might be right. I'll look into it once we get out of here. Fine. But I don't want anything to do with this. What a sad story. Now I really want some sugary chemicals. No one told me if their crosswork would have a sad subplot. Oh, let's get ourselves back to the university. And then we can get on organizing our group date. You said you wanted to come, right, Nikita? Did I say that? Don't want to get in deep with you, do you? Alright, I'm gonna skip because I think this is it. Yep, everything changed again. Okay. Loading in that last screen. That's fascinating. Okay, so we're going to do the next one down. We should do what Rosie wanted. Truth might be too weird. I think we should do what Rosie wanted. Truth might be too weird, and it might hurt people even more than a lie. I agree. They deserve some closure. Some less painful closure. I'll look into it once we get out of here. What's that story? Okay. And skip. Okay. Last one. It might be best if we stayed out of it. You think? We should lie to anybody. And I think the truth could hurt people, even assuming they believe it. Rosie's friends and family had already accepted she wouldn't be around for much longer. I don't think we have the right to go rub salt in their wounds. I think I agree. Besides, we don't have any real proof. I think they deserve to know the truth, but okay. You two are smarter than me. Yeah. Alright, skipping. Alright. So that brings us to the end of 3 Lesbians in a Barrow. That was interesting. I was not expecting to find the Rosie letters. I honestly forgot about that line. I'm glad that we read the textbook because that gave a lot of interesting history. And I'm also glad that we went back and just did a straight, dig through. Because we were able to finally, we basically got a third ending. We got our dig ending. So, with that, I think that leaves us for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe so you come hang out with me more. I promise. I'm cool beyond just Strixie. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye!